To this video. Today, I'm going to talk about how to create a waypoint flight route in the FlightHub 2. This video will cover several topics. First, brief introduction of FlightHub 2. In this part, I will only mention the parts that related with FlightHub 2 flight route creation. For more details about FlightHub 2, please check out our productive training video. Second topic is about how to create a waypoint flight route in FlightHub 2. Third, 3D model workflow in FlightHub 2. At the end, I will mention a little bit about working with the RC. Okay, let's get started. First, let me log into my FlightHub 2 account here. Okay, this is my FlightHub 2. I've created an organization called the DJI Training. And also I've created a project called a Waypoint Mission Training here. And this is my point of interest of my project. So I have to create a flight route onto the project. In that case, so first let me enter the project. And it has several pages with different functions. Let me find a flight route library here. Okay, so in this page you can create your flight route. And okay, let's say today my plan is to do a roof inspection of this building, and I'm gonna take off from this parking lot. So let me highlight the area and home point, use the FlightHub 2 annotation. So this is my inspection area. So let's give it a name, inspection area. I'm sorry. Okay, and I also want to highlight my home point. So I don't need the name of it, so delete it. And home point. Okay, so and this is my inspection area, this is my home point. So my plan is to scan the whole roof, and I probably wanted to take a photo at the beginning and start recording of the first waypoint, and then stop recording at the end and take a photo of the end point. Okay, so let's start my flight route creation. So first we need to find a create route icon here. Click that, you will have this page. Let's give it a name, roof inspection. So currently we support M30 series, MM3E, which is the enterprise series. So I'm going to use M30 series as an example here. And also I want to use M30T, so I changed the camera to M30T camera here. So right now we only support waypoint flight route, so I select the waypoint. And for other two gonna be supported in the future. Click OK. Alright, we have this page. So one thing I just want to mention, every time at the beginning of the first time you open this page, you probably get a warning window pop up on your screen, said there's some resolution problem of your web page. In that case, you just need to change the resolution of your browser like this. So make sure you can see all the icons on the screen, like small icon here, all the parts, because I already changed that, so I don't get that warning. And okay, so let's go through all the flight route settings first. Yep. Well, first thing first, always set the reference takeoff point at the beginning. So that's the really important thing. So I probably need to set here. Okay, yep. And there's two ways to move the home point. So select the home point, press and hold, and move to the right place. Excuse me. Or reset the home point. So I can also move to this place. Okay, let's say that's my home point. So let's continue. So basically, all these parts, like sections, when you move your mouse on it, it will give you the description of it, all of the part. So if you are unfamiliar with some of the parts, you're just trying to read all the description carefully. So let's go through all the settings. First, camera settings. Because we select M30T, so we support wide zoom IR camera here. So I'm going to keep all of them. And smart low light is for different lighting conditions to make sure you have good photos. And this function only support take photo action. So I believe I'm going to do this mission in the morning, so I don't need that function here. So I just turn it off. And for the takeoff mode, we have two. First one, direct ascent. So this one will just let aircraft ascend to the start point's altitude first, then fly to the first point. So the first point is just, the start point is the first waypoint of your whole flight route. And the safe takeoff, the aircraft will ascend to the takeoff altitude, which you can set here, and then fly to the start point. So we have a figure to explain the two different takeoff mode. So I'm going to use the direct ascent here, so I don't need to change any numbers because that's for takeoff point, safe takeoff setting. Next is about altitude mode. We have ASL, which is the above sea level, and ALT is relative to the takeoff point, and AGL is above ground level, which means because you have this function, you can always create a terrain follow waypoint mission through the FlightHub 2. Let's use ALT for this mission, and based on my experience of this area, probably 35 meters is good enough to scan this roof. So I'm going to use 35. And also I'm going to try to slow down a little bit of my flight speed to 4 meters per second. And let me go through the advanced settings. So waypoint type. So I'm going to use the straight route aircraft stops here. And aircraft UR. So I'm going to use the along route, gimbal control, manual. Upon completion, return to home. So if you're not really sure of each options, please read the explanation. Okay. At this point, we've done all the flight route settings here. And next, I need to add some waypoint to accomplish my roof inspection mission. So I'm not really sure I go through the keyboard guide, so let me go through again. So at the beginning of the waypoint settings, you probably will have this screen at the first time you open the FlightHub 2. So this is just a keyboard guide to let you know how to move your aircraft in the map, like potential you're moving your aircraft. So let's go back to 2D. This is your aircraft, and a blue triangle, you can use WASD to move it and try to find the best point you want to set up as a waypoint of your mission. and go back to 3D. C and Z is for up and down. Q and E is for changing directions, like aircraft yard. So you can always reopen that guide using the help icon here. We also have X for change the speed, movement speed of the aircraft, or follow the view, or even add a takeoff photo action. And also camera, a zoom camera, wide angle camera, switch views, and also space is for add waypoint. Okay, so let's try to find my first waypoint. Let's see. I want my first waypoint is in this corner, so I'm trying to move my aircraft to here. And because I wanted to fly in a 35 meters height, so I'm gonna change. Yep, 35.1 meters, perfect. Okay, so let me slow down a little bit to make sure I can find the best point. Okay, I'm gonna try to let my aircraft follow the edge of the building to scan this part, and it will go back to scan in the middle and follow the left edge to scan the last part. Okay, I think that's good enough. And next one, I'm gonna add a waypoint, which is my start waypoint. Press space. So I have my first waypoint. Next one, I said I want to take photo at the beginning and start recording, which means I will have two actions of my first waypoint. So right now my current problem is I need to change my gimbal pitch several ways. First one, add action. So in this one, you can always set a specific angle you want, like minus 75. Yep, so, but I don't want to do that. I just want to just roughly scan. So I can use some other ways to change my gimbal pitch. So first one, you find the camera view here, and press and hold, then move your mouth. You can change your gimbal's angle. Okay, I just want to point to that corner, so that's perfect. Another one is you can use the V, which is the follow view function, and then you can move your mouth to change that. Okay, I find a problem here. So you see, my first waypoint is like just above the corner. That's gonna cause a problem. Like it's just trying to achieve the maximum angle of my gimbal pitch. So in that case, I probably gonna move a little bit of my first waypoint. Same thing, drag. Yep, a little bit. Okay, I think that's probably good. Yep, so okay, I'm gonna start at this point. Okay, perfect. Okay, so I'm done for the gimbal pitch, so I'm gonna add an action for taking a photo. So F, take a photo. Okay, so I'm gonna take a photo of my start point. That's the first action of my first waypoint. You can see the action listed here. So first waypoint, first action, take photo, fix angle, and there's also some like file name format here. You can always change that. If you don't want it, keep it. And you can always reset the camera settings for each waypoint. So like you want to follow the route which you set here on the left side, or you can just change it. So here I'm gonna follow the route, and this is a like snapshot preview of your photo in some time and date. Okay, so I said I want to start recording at this point, so I add a second waypoint. I'm sorry, second action here, which is start recording. You will see I will have the second action for my first waypoint. Okay, I think I've probably done for my first waypoint. Okay, go to my next waypoint. Let high speed. I want to follow the route and the recording everything. Okay, I believe, yep, from the bottom view, I found it's covered corner. So I'm gonna add a second waypoint here, and then I will try to change directions. Go to the middle of this edge. Oh, let me slow down a little bit. Yep, probably this is the middle. And I want to change direction here. Okay, so which is perfect. So add the third waypoint. Okay, and trying to scan the whole middle area of the roof. Okay, so it's probably okay, but let me try to adjust a bit more. Okay, so I think that's good enough. So, and it's a little bit more. It's covered. Slow down a little bit. It's covered the whole area. Okay, third waypoint, and change direction. Fly to the next one. Okay. Okay, that's perfect. So my next waypoint and change direction. Also, I want to follow the edge. So you don't mind about my. There's something wrong during the flight. It's fine. Okay, so I think that's my last waypoint. Okay, and my waypoint. And let me check a little bit. Let me make this more beautiful of my waypoint. So let's go back to this waypoint and drag a little bit to cover everything. Same thing here. Oh, I'm sorry. Number 4. So you just click the waypoint and your aircraft gonna go to that waypoint directly, and you can move a little bit. Okay. That makes more beautiful. All right, let's go to my last one. So in this one, I wanted 2 actions. First, stop recording. Second, add a photo. All right. I think that's probably everything of my missions. Let me check everything before we save it. So we can uncheck on the top left, we can uncheck the flight route settings. It will show the waypoint list. So let me check one by one. The first one, the altitude 35.1 meters, which is good. And 2 actions, take photo, start recording. And I don't know any other actions during the flight, but I need to make sure the flight altitude 35, which is good. Third one 35, fourth one, fifth one, and the last one I'm gonna start recording first. I'm sorry, stop recording and take photo. Okay, perfect. So if you want to delete or edit the waypoint here, let me try to use one more as an example. Okay, so we have another function to add the waypoint. Like you can move your mouse in the middle of the map, and right click, you will have several options to add a new waypoint. So here you see there's add a new waypoint before waypoint 6, because my current target is 6, because my aircraft is on 6, right? So if I want to just add one more waypoint between 3 and 4, I can select 3 and move here and That's probably not a good one, so I just want to add here in the middle. So right click, add new waypoint after waypoint 3. Okay, in this case I will have this one, so I'm gonna have 4, right? But yeah, that's probably the way, but I don't need that, so I just delete it. Alright, so let me add it here. So new waypoint after my last waypoint, so that's number 7. Okay, let's say I want to change it, so change something of the settings of this waypoint, or you can click the edit here and you will enter the editing page, so you can change the altitude, coordinates to get a new location, specific location you want. And also you can just change the altitude and also the above ground level. This is the above ground level, so right now it's 35.5. okay, so that's it. So let's say I want to go to 15 meters. So I got a space. Okay, I got a warning message of this one. So you will see the warning message on the top left of the map screen. It says approaching ground, waypoint 7, too close to the ground, fly with caution. So this is a yellow message, like warning message. It will show on the map, also show on the waypoint list, and also gonna have a warning on the point of your above your point. So yellow message means warning. It will not ban your mission, so it also let you take flight of this mission, but it just give you notice, like warning, said, oh, it's too close to the ground, fly with caution. But if you got a red message, which is not a warning, it's an error message, in that case you cannot take flight. Okay, so yep, so that's the last one, so I don't need that one, that's just for example. So I just click this and delete it. So all the delete icon here, you have double click once, turn green, turn red, click once, turn red, then click it, it would delete. Okay, so talk about the camera settings. You can have all the view here. You have zoom, wind, and in this in the current one you also have the IR size here, and you can always change the zoom to 2 times, 5 times, 10 times, or some of the other times in the middle. So I keep 5. Yep, that's all settings. And this number is for the laser rangefinder, estimate distance of the target. Okay, I think we've done all the flight route creation settings here, and we can save it. Okay, saved successfully. And another thing is about the other sections of this page. You see on the top, in the middle of the top, you have the name and aircraft and the camera you select. You can always click it to change. You can change M30, and change the gimbal, but it will give you a warning message will affect the task parameters, caution when changing. So it just depends on your needs, and you need to notice that. I don't want to change it. That also, in same thing in a bottom of the map, you can change to 3D and 2D. That's what I just did. And also you have shown that you can also always show the geo zone here and target the project, and also zoom. And also we have building model here. Like I turn on the building model, it will give you the estimated building height here. Frankly speaking, that's pretty like accurate. So yep. And you have like standard or satellite, and we will explain the other two in the 3D model workflow section. Okay, so I think that's for this part, and we save it, and back we will have the roof inspection flight route.